So Krishna, please liberate us from our hunger and take us to the forest of Talavan. And actually the cowherd boys did not want the fruits for themselves. They wanted to give pleasure to Krishna. Because they knew Krishna Balaram, every day they would like to kill different demons and liberate them. So for Krishna Balaram's pleasure, they were inviting them. But if they said, Krishna Balaram, we know that you like to kill demons, so go, Krishna and Balaram wouldn't find so much pleasure doing. But they're saying, we are very hungry, we want to eat those fruits so bad. They knew that then Krishna and Balaram would be very excited to do this. So they entered the Talavan forest. Sri Balaramji, he came to a tree and shook it. Tal fruits tumbled down to the ground, making a loud noise. Dhenukasura had such a consciousness that this forest belongs to me, and these fruits are for me to enjoy. How dare anyone intrude on my property? Furious, he came charging toward Balaram. And Balaram is standing there just shaking trees, all the fruits. If he did it in secret, it wouldn't be such an insult. But doing it publicly and making so much noise, Dhenukasura was so angry. His ego was on fire. How dare you come right out in the open in my forest and do like this? Dhenuka was like a mountain in size. He turned his rear side to Balaram and with all of his strength kicked Balaram in the chest with his hind legs again and again and again. Balaram just stood there. Dhenuka was so angry. After kicking him, he was roaring this horrible sound. It was terrifying. Roaring again and again and again. But it was like thunder. Obsessed with anger, ran in circle after circle after circle, then returned to Balaram, faced his rear end at him, and pounded his legs on Balaram's chest. Balaram stood there patiently. Then with one hand, he grabbed the hind legs of Dhenukasura, lifted him over his head, whirled him in circles until Dhenukasura was so dizzy that he died. Then Balaram located the tallest of all the tal trees in Talavan. This is the way he honored Dhenukasura. He threw his dead corpse on the top of the highest of all the trees. And the tree started rocking back and forth, and the fruits were falling down, and then the tree hit another tree, and then the tree started moving back and forth, and all the trees, and they started breaking. And the friends of Dhenukasura were so upset. They couldn't tolerate. They just killed our leader. All of them charged at Krishna and Balaram. And Krishna, with one hand, one after another, were whirling them around, and right next to him was Balaram doing the same thing. And all the trees were covered with these gigantic forms of dead asses. They were all liberated. Looked like a beautiful scene, Sukadev Goswami said. It was like big big dark clouds. And because there was so much blood, some of them looked like red clouds at the time of the sunset. And the Brijabasis came to eat the fruits. But the cowherd boys didn't eat them because of all the blood and everything around. And this Dhenukasura consciousness, this mentality of I and mine, by the grace of Balaram, through the instructions and the mercy of the spiritual master, can liberate us from that. And just after Dhenukasura, they all came back to Vrindavan, and Krishna was playing his flute, and Balaram was playing his flute, and all the gopas were chanting the glories of Krishna killing, and Krishna and Balaram killing Dhenukasura and his friends, and they were singing beautiful songs and praise. And all the Brijvasis they welcomed Krishna Balaram back to their home, to Nanda's home. The gopis gazed at Krishna with eyes like bumblebees toward the nectar of Krishna. After a long day of separation. And just after they came back home, the next story told in Srimad Bhagavatam is when Balaram did not go out to be with Krishna and the cowherd boys. And that was the day that they all drank water from this little lake and died. And then Krishna glanced at them and brought them back to life. Krishna climbed up on a kadamba tree and jumped into the water of this lake near the Yamuna. Kali emerged with his many heads and wrapped up Krishna in coils. And so many inauspicious things were happening all around that Nanda and Yashoda and Balaram and everybody came running to the lake of the Yamuna, where they saw Krishna in Kaliya's grips. And Nanda and Yashoda and all the gopas and gopis, they were besides himself with grief. They tried to enter into the waters of the Yamuna, which was then the Yamuna lake, which was highly poisoned. But Balaram stopped them. Some he stopped with his words, others he stopped by holding them back. This massive, enormous serpent wrapped around little Krishna's body. Balaram was thinking, in my form of Ananta Shesha, Krishna never plays with me like this. Why is Krishna playing with this insignificant little water snake named Kaliya? My brother has nothing, he is in no danger. And he was smiling and happy, Balaram, while all the other Brijavasis were on the verge of death, seeing Krishna in that state. Then Krishna danced on the hoods of Kaliya. And through the prayers of Kaliya's wives, the Nagapatnis, ultimately he surrendered to Krishna. Just after this pastime, Krishna and Balaram go to the forest with their friends to herd the cows, playing so many wonderful games together. And one particular cowherd boy stayed back at his parents' house that day. And the demon Pralamba he understood and took the exact form of that cowherd boy with the intention to kill Krishna Balaram. So Krishna immediately recognized that this cowherd boy is a demon. How cruel to take the form of Krishna's intimate, loving friend to exploit him. So Krishna understood, and he told the Gopas that let us divide into two parties, and we'll play, and the loser of the game will have to carry the winner of the game on their shoulders. So they played. Krishna was the leader of one side and Balaram the other. Balaram's side won. So Krishna carried Sridhama on his shoulders. Bhadrasena carried Brishab. Pralamba was on Krishna's side, because he was thinking, let me kill Balaram first, because Krishna's very strong. So a little cowherd boy on Krishna's side said, Balaram, please ride on my shoulders. You defeated me. They were playing this game at the Bandiraka, this massive banyan tree in the forests of Bandiravan. And there, the little cowherd boy started running with Balaram deeper and deeper into the forest to bring him to a secluded place to kill him. Meanwhile, Balaram is thinking, he should have put me back. He should have put me down long ago. Where is this boy taking me? And Balaram understood. Same little size,